Sorry about that, guys, for the abrupt cutoff. I was not expecting it to go as fast. You know, I kind of have a place where I cut these off, and then from there, that's kind of helps or happens. So, yeah, at the end of it, like I said, evolution is just surviving, reproducing, passing on your genes. It's the whole shtick of evolution. That's what every organism, down from the tiny little bacteria to the largest species on the planet, which is the blue whale, largest mammal. So, and in that instance is why like I said, that's why I like college biology, because you can kind of go more into it and you can kind of explain certain mechanisms that are in place that don't allow certain species to mix, and why a certain species like ligers, or what is the other? It's ligers, and then it's tyans, I think, which are hybrids where a lion and a tiger meet, and these two species would never meet in the real world, but humans have let them meet and they can have offspring, but the offspring won't be able to reproduce, since the term viable offspring means offspring that are born, that survive to maturity, and then that can pass down their genes. If you survive to maturity but you're sterile, that makes you a hybrid, and it means that you can't pass on your genes. And most hybrids cannot reproduce. There are a few in the world that can, for your knowledge, but not a lot. So stuff like that has always interested me. I'm a big fan of natural selection, evolution, and ecology, because evolution, just seeing how things have changed over time and how simple organisms like bacteria have evolved into every other thing. And then I'm also curious about how the living factors like organisms and the non-living factors like weather and rocks interact with each other. Like, why did rain kind of like make an epiphany to humans to start farming, if that's what the epiphany for farming was? Why did humans know that that if they were able to move the dirt like this and water and it would come down a certain angle? How did they get all that? And so that's kind of the interactions. That's ecology, looking at how things kind of mix together and what that mixing together forms. It's really cool. But back on the Pokemon, which doesn't really go into that stuff, so I apologize if that wasn't interesting to a few of you. I know biology is not everyone's bread and butter, but if you did find it interesting, well, I'm glad. I'm a big biology fan, so I could talk on it for days. I even tutor it as a job. So yeah, that's my other job when I'm not recording videos for you guys, is I'm a tutor. So, anywho, but as I was saying earlier, while my dream job is teaching, I'd like to make this kind of a side job if I could, because I like recording videos. I hope I'm entertaining. I feel like I can be entertaining, but that's up to you guys. And I really like sharing knowledge with people. Like, I found that out when I went to college, is while I really do enjoy learning, I like the fact that after I learn the topic, I can kind of give it to people. And so, with Pokemon, I am by far not the most knowledgeable. There are millions, I'm sure, other people who have found things out that I never found out in Pokemon. But for this, like, I've found many ways that work for me, and I like to pass those on, because if they work for you, it makes you have a more enjoyable experience, in my opinion. Like, watching these PokeTubers and these Nuzlockers and them explaining how certain things work have all interested me, and I try it in my base games. I go do this, and I'm like, oh, no, they were right. Yeah, okay. And then I've even tried what they call is a bait and switch, I think is what they call it. But it's where they throw a Pokemon in, they know that's super effective to a type, and then they switch out it into a new Pokemon for a free switch, and it allows you to kind of like gauge what that Pokemon's gonna do. So like, if you know the Pokemon's gonna do a Thunder Wave for chance, you can throw out a ground type, and then you get that free switch in, and boom, the Thunder Wave's null affected, the Thunder Shock's null affected. Like, stuff like that, I love doing, because I've been doing it in my base games, you know? Not here. I tend to play kind of I don't really do that here because it's still a learning, but I've been doing it when I'm playing a Scarlet and Violet, so I'm learning. So hopefully you guys have kind of seen me do that in this. If not, you might see me do it in Soul Silver. But so that is my favorite thing about knowledge, is just anyone can have access to it. Anyone can kind of like gain a better understanding just by you kind of you kind of giving a bit of your time and then teaching that person. Like, why can't I think of teaching? I want to be a teacher. But anyways, so that is what I love about doing this. So I hope I am passing some knowledge down to you guys. And if you guys already knew this, I hope I'm at least giving you a little bit of enjoyability with how I play. I think we battled that guy. Yeah, we did. We'll go to this guy. We bikers. We're bikers. We rule the roads, man. I'm sorry for this so generic kind of like dialogue from the past. But yeah, so I'm, as you can tell from my conversations in the last video, I'm super stoked for the next region. Personally, the one region you might hear me go towards is gonna be Gen 6, because while I don't mind it, I wouldn't say I loved Generation 6. And then for Gen 5, my biggest complaint might be like, yeah, I'm not using this starter. It's because if you guys want me to use Tepig, who by now you've seen the pattern, I'm a fire type trainer. I always pick the fire starter. If you want me to do Tepig, cool. Let me know in the comments down below so I can take that into account. But I'm just not a fan of any of the starters in Black and White. Like I said, it's my second favorite region, second favorite game. But as I've told my friends who always give me crap about that doesn't mean that I can't have negatives about it. Like, even Emerald, I have a few negatives. Not a lot, but a few negatives about the game, even though it's my favorite. So, we'll heal up Gyarados, keep him going, and then we're gonna be heading out to go this way. Because, yep, called it. I knew there was a biker up here. There's no getting rich quick in battling, kid. To be fair, you guys have been giving me like 3,000 bucks and such. I feel like that's an understatement. Then again, I'm curious, how much... Excuse me. How much in US dollars? It's like, what is the equivalent of Poké dollars to US dollars? I'm curious if it's the same equivalent of yen to US dollars, or if it's different. Because if it's the equivalent of yen to US dollars, 3,000 would be 300 US dollars. So like, I mean, that is, I'm still making a bank. I'm not making millions or thousands of dollars per chance, but I'm still making 300 every time you give me 3,000 Poké dollars. I would be stoked. I'd be like, heck yeah. Like, personally, I'm not going to speak for everyone, but I would say majority of people I've met would all agree that living in the Pokemon universe and doing this for a job would be so easy and so much more like enjoyable than most stuff. Like, yeah, you gotta watch your friends get hurt, and that kind of sucks, because personally, like me, I probably would be mad every time one of these suckers hit my Pokemon. let Voltorb electrify you. But at the same time, it would just be so simple and so much more enjoyable than most things, because you're traveling. So for those of you who like exercise, you're getting your exercise in, right? You're getting your steps. You get to find a bunch of different creatures that you get to travel with, and while you can only have 6 at a time, you can stop by the Pokemon Lab in your general region and visit every single one of them for a time. you get to battle people and get stronger and strategize, and then heck, if you beat the champion, you get named to be the champion of that region, like, you know. And so if you beat every champion, every frontier team, and every Elite Four team, you become the world champ, and you get to defend your title from other people being world champions. Like, that would be awesome. So let me know down, I know I haven't been doing these in the last videos, but put down in the comments below if you would want to live in the Pokemon world, and what job would you have. Would you be a Pokemon breeder, a Pokemon gym leader, a gym trainer, a Pokemon trainer? Like, what would be your job? Personally, I would either be a Pokemon professor, because, you know, biology, like Professor Oak. I'm leveling up my Pokemon, but it won't evolve. Why? Well, maybe your Pokemon needs a special stone. Let's see, what is it for? Oh, you need to trade it, friend. You need to trade that Pokemon to make it evolve. But I'd probably be a Pokemon professor or a Pokemon ranger. If you guys remember Pokemon Ranger, the game, or watched the TV show, you know what I'm talking about. Those guys have one of the coolest jobs. Like, I've played all but one Pokemon Ranger game. I played the first one, the second one, I just not played Guardians of it. And if you're listening and you've never played Pokemon Ranger, that's gonna kill Graveler because it does 33 points, yeah. I think Dodrio, maybe Charmeleon. Yeah, Charmeleon, because even though it's not very effective, it's still gonna kick its butt. And as always, I revive, like, if you're wondering, why does he constantly revive in battle? It's to get the XP. Because I don't want the other Pokemon to lose out on vital XP. That should kill the stab. Yeah. But yeah, I'd love to be a Pokemon Ranger, a Pokemon Professor, or even just a regular Pokemon trainer. But yeah, down below, let me know. Would you want to be a Pokemon Ranger, a Pokemon, whatever Pokemon you want to be, or Pokemon you want to be, whatever Pokemon career job you want to take as a human, and then if you would want to be in the world. Because I know not everyone probably would like it. Like, I know I have some friends who would rather be in One Piece, which, not taking shots at them, One Piece has a brilliant world. It's so beautiful. It's one of my top favorite animes, of my top 10. But personally, the world government makes me kind of not want to live there, because you either have to be, you could be one of three things. You could be a pirate who defies the world government, and if you're lucky, find a devil fruit and have the power to fight them. If not, you're pretty much any normal Marine is gonna follow you, but anyone above the rank of captain is probably gonna kick your butt, unless you have something like hockey or good training like Zoro had in East Blue. Next, you either then or you're a Marine, because unless you're born as a Celestial in that world, you're not one of the top dogs in that world. Then you're born as a Marine, and you'd think, oh, I'm born as a Marine, I'm part of the world government, I'm gonna have an easy life. No. If you screw up, there's certain people you could work under in that world that will just, you know, end you. And one of them happens to be Fleet Admiral at some point, and he ended so many people just because they didn't want to die in a fight that they felt they had no point in, and it was a losing fight. And yes, I understand their duty. They're Marines. They need to go fight, and they need to protect their base of operations. But I mean, everyone, including the top dogs, were getting their butts kicked in that fight. So I can't blame them for running, and they weren't even deserting. They were falling back to cover the main headquarters further. Instead of being in the main line, they were going to provide support. So they weren't even deserting. They were actually still doing their job. They weren't following the current orders, and they got ended by one of the most villainous good guys, with quotation marks, I've ever met in media of any kind. So then you have that, and if you get lucky, heck yeah, you don't have to worry about stuff. You work under a captain, you get stronger, and then you might get promoted to the rank of captain, and then lieutenant, and then commodore, and then rear admiral, vice admiral, etc. But till then, you're on the lower end of the totem pole, and you know, unless you have training, you're done. And then the last one, yeah, you could live as a normal civilian, open up a shop, or just live day-to-day life doing work. But then there's always a chance that a pirate's gonna come to that town and not be friendly and just destroy it, and your chance of dying. The Marines are gonna come there and hear that a pirate might be there, and even if it's not true, depending on the Marine you get, might just destroy your town to be safe. And then lastly, you might have the celestial dragons, who are like the top people, come to the town, and if you don't bow or do any of their requests, they will just end you in public, and no one can say anything, because if they do, then they will get ended too. And so I just, as a fan of One Piece, I don't see how living in that world without a double fruit and some kind of power, like being born with awakened observation hockey, is gonna be an easy world, or even a nice world to live in. Like, I'm not saying it's nice bike, how's it handled? I'm not saying that taking the easy route is always the best thing or the funnest thing. I'm just saying I'd rather live in a world where my only guarantee of death is running into a legendary being who can end me because they might be having a bad day, or because I did something to offend them, or just because I run into adults who just don't care. Like, that's pretty much mundane human stuff, you know, you run in the wrong area, you meet a gigantic animal, and you're not very well prepared, you probably will be ended by that animal, and then, yeah. So, to be fair, like, in Pokemon, it's normal human stuff with the added benefit of having cool things that will fight beside you to the end. Where in One Piece, it's, yeah, maybe I have some friends, maybe I have a crew, maybe I have people who are protecting me, but are they strong enough to fight the strongest beings in that world, who have been known to do crazy things, like cutting a gigantic man made of stone in half with a sword? So I'm leaning towards One Piece, or Pokemon myself. I know a few friends who like One Piece, but yeah. Sorry for that tangent. But I at the same time, I do like going off on tangents, because I do feel like if you guys agree, you guys can put down in the comments. And like I said, I like learning, I like starting conversations. That's why I always say comment down below if you want, because then I can read the comments and, you know, kind of see the cool stuff, you know. Whatever people have kind of said, and then I can kind of learn too. So yeah. So we're almost to the 5th gym town, and I'm hoping we have enough time in this video to go do the other route to get here. If not, I'll put it in part 18, because I'm curious. I'm trying to decide if I want to battle Koga and get the 5th gym badge before I go battle Silphco, or do I want to go battle Silphco, gain some XP, probably because I know Koga's highest is like level 42. It's either a 42 Venomoth or a 42 Monk. Or a 42 Weasley. It's one of those. I feel like he's that high of a level. So right now, I'm 10 levels no matter what way you see it under him. So decisions. Do I go into the gym low leveled and underprepared, but with a Pokemon that deals super effective damage to them? Or do I go rush Team Rocket, get them out of Silphco, get the Master Ball, and then go train up at the local gym to face him in this arena? That will be answered in the next one. I'm leaning towards Silph because I think it would be a better idea just to go there, grind Pokemon up there, come back, say, "What's up, Koga? I'm stronger now." What does roleplay do? Usually mimics the foes completely and copies them. So it copies the ability, I'm guessing, because it said utility, and utility is just another way for ability. We're at the end of Route 18. We gotta fight those bird guys, and then hopefully we can go fight a bunch of fishermen. We'll switch to our Capra. Okay, we're gonna slide. This is my turf. Get out of here. I don't know why he started talking with that kind of accent, but every time I hear, get out of here. Okay, this should be easy, unless you got like... Sorry, unless he's got like a Vero or something, it should be easy. How come my guy's level 26 and he's got level 42? And so, yeah, one thing I want to point out, because we haven't gone into the gym, but that's another thing the old games did that I liked, is their jump and level cap once you hit the 5th gym is so refreshing, because it makes you go, hey, should I go grind and battle other places before attempting the new gym, or should I just throw myself into the gym? And so that's a good dilemma. Where in the new games, in Scarlet and Violet, you have that dilemma, but you don't. I always check every grassy area for new Pokemon. Same, bro. Same. Smart idea. I agree with Bird Keeper Woodsy. But in the new games, like, if you do enough raids and you succeed in them, and you just like, and a lot of the time I'd recommend doing it with people online, because if you can join a raid with someone, you will get people who know what they're doing, and so sometimes you won't. Sometimes you get people who don't really know, but they still at least attack and kind of do things to help you. Like, I had one person in a raid on the new game where they didn't really understand that once the shield went up, you wanted to change your Pokemon into that gem form so you could deal maximum damage. And so, but then, even though they didn't do that and they were attacking normally, whenever they went down, they would cheer, and they would also kind of raise our defense and attacks. So stuff like that also helps. That's why I like those. But you get good Dodrio. Shot the guy in front of us and see what he says. How do you like my bird? I can't do a bird call, so I apologize. I botched your Ramiro? I hope I'm saying his name right. Ramiro. Yeah, anyways. See, this is another reason, because all of those trainers before us, right, super easily dealt with. This guy's actually... Oh, the one status effect I don't have a heal for. Oh, this is annoying. I should probably switch to Charmeleon, because he can deal with any of those status effects. We can try to unfreeze him and freeze him. That's what I'm gonna try. Oh, don't kill it. I just realized that the first one was the high roll. Okay, we need to switch. We need to switch to Gyarados. Yeah, let's do it. Because I said Charmeleon, but... Oh! I forgot it had Pursuit. Why? Learning new these things for when I do a Nuzlocke on this game, because I'm gonna rewatch my series just to make sure that I don't screw it up. I will for sure. I have these all downloaded on my computer. I'm probably gonna go back on my computer and watch these before we do Nuzlocke. Because information like that is important, because it can make or break us losing a Pokemon like it did there. And I would have been so mad at myself if I lost a Pokemon because I dumbly didn't remember, oh hey, that freaking Dodrio has the Pursuit ability, or has the move Pursuit. Considering I kind of want to end this soon, I'm debating if I should just do the Safari Zone. It's relatively quick. I think, well, yeah. We're gonna go talk. So, Fofo, friendly but very slow. Catching one is all up to chance. It's an HNC. Voltorb, the very image of a Pokeball. He is. Lapras, aka the King of the Seas, which I think we might replace. I didn't realize that Lapras, I forgot, Omnivus might, excuse rare Pokemon that was rendered from Fossil. I think we might replace Gyarados with Lapras. Kangaskhan, a maternal Pokemon that raises its young in its belly. Yeah, I think what we'll do is, instead of going to the other side, which is going to take just as long as this, we're going to do Safari Zone. Because it's easy to find there's an easy route. Like, if you've never played this game before, you'll get lost and you'll be like, how do I get to the end to get served? But if you're watching this in the future and you're playing this for the first time and you really don't want to like accidentally wound up in the wrong place, follow my route, because this route is pretty much the, like, I might make a wrong turn here or there, but for the most part, for the most part, I will lead you in the right route, and you'll still do it in enough steps. So you can pick up these items. If you're a little nervous, don't pick up the item like me, just wait for me to go to the route, but you should have plenty of steps to get there. I won't lie, I'm gonna be sweating because I forget the steps, but I'm pretty sure I have enough. I know that does not bode confidence in people, and I apologize for that, but I have confidence that I will get to there in enough steps. But even though I have confidence, doesn't mean that I'm not nervous about being wrong. And I missed that item, I'll come grab it later. There's no way I can go grab that item and have enough steps. So we're gonna go Okay, wrong, but we can grab this item. Ooh, that's someone I don't know. In the future, if I remember I have a quick claw, I'll do that. Don't go that route. The route over there is going to send you back. Just go up here. Okay, wrong way. Go up there. Yeah, I'm going to risk it. There's a ball. I think we have enough time. I think it might be this direction. Yep. It's got to be that one. Run. I did not mean to hit bait. Steel wing, nice. Okay, we'll pick that up. Protein. I sell the protein and stuff because I typically just don't use them. I'm sure people might say it's a better strat to keep them, but they give me 4,900 Poké Dollars. I'm done with that. So that's why I came back, because we needed this. That's why when I was looked up, I was like, oh, that's got to be the gold tooth. See, made it. Even though I made some mistakes, we made it. Ah, finally. You're the first person to reach the secret house. Although I made a campaign to the grand opening, I was getting word that no one would come get the prize. Congratulations for being the first. So we got a surf. So now we can cross water, but we have to defeat Koga to use it. Double team. Which, ironically, used to think was a bad... See, I just had that. Used to think it was a bad thing, but it isn't. But yeah, we're going to end this video here. This is going to be a two-parter, so expect a two-part release with me continuing the conversation of the part. But I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, drop a like and subscribe. It helps me out a bunch. And comment down below your favorite, if you would join the Poke World, and if what your job would be here. Thanks.